Hey, fancy seeing you here. Hey, this is Martha with Martha's Creative Life. I was just about to run to the store. I was going to make a special project and show you how to do it. You want to tag along? Come on, let's go. Okay, so here's some of the pillow forms that I found at my local Hobby Lobby. They had all different kinds of sizes. It just happened to be this week that the 18 by 18 pillow forms were on sale. So that was a nice little treat. So the 18 by 18s, those are the bigger ones. And then they had a couple of rectangle size pillows and then the smaller square pillows as well. Here's some of the poly foam. These are neat because they reminded me of the pillows, the cushions that my grandparents would have on chairs when I was growing up. So I thought those were pretty neat. I guess you could actually make some of those as well. And they even had a round cushion foam. And they were pretty nice. They were soft. So I just took some video here just in case you have not seen these at your local craft store. You know, because there are many different ideas that you can do with these. But what I was more focused on today was the pillow forms. So here's some different fabric that I found and I thought was really pretty. It's 100% cotton, but it's more of a heavier weight cotton fabric. So this would be good if you need to make a pillow where you need it to be a little bit more sturdy. So there were some beautiful fabrics. So here's some of the cotton fabrics that, like what I've made my pillows with. And even some of the sports fabrics you can make a pillow form for during football season or during baseball season, and then take it off and replace it with another pillow form. They had all kinds of fabric in the store. It was really neat. And this week, when I filmed it, a lot of the fabric was like 40% off. So that was a super nice treat. And then I brought you around to the other side, because you can even make a pillow for your child or for your niece or nephew to maybe take on a trip. And they had Christmas fabric out already. These particular fabrics here were already 50% off. So it was, you can also make a pillow, envelope pillow for the holidays, and then take that off and put it in your, in with your decorations for next year, and take it out again, and you can change out your pillows. Okay, so you've already gone with me to the store, to Hobby Lobby. Now we are back home and in the sewing room, and we are going to see what we can make with this 15 by 15 pillow form that we have here. Have any idea what we're going to make? I'll give you a hint. We get them in the mail all the time. Well, what the stuff is in. It's an envelope pillow. So we're going to try to make an envelope pillow today, and I had an idea. I was going through my stash of fabric, trying to decide what I was going to do, and I had mentioned using Christmas fabric, so I found 2 fat quarters that are Christmas fabric. This one has cute little snowmen on it, so that might work for the other half. Or for one side of it. Well, then I have another piece of kind of sort of coordinating fabric that has candy canes on it, and stars and Christmas trees and little Christmas ornaments. So I thought, I wonder if I can make it like this. So let's just go ahead and dive right in, and we'll see if we can make it. I'm going to go to the ironing board and iron these 2 fat quarters because they need some love. Okay, so I am back from the ironing board, got both of these fat quarters ironed out and pressed out and made sure they looked a lot better because they've been folded up for a while. Not sure quite where these fabrics had come from. I've had them for a couple years. It came like in a little fat quarter bundle. It had 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces that came with it. I think I may have gotten it at my local quilt store a couple years ago, but These two are more directional, so I'm not going to use those two. This one I want to use on the front, and this one I want to use on the back. So let's get started and see what we can come up with. If you are unsure of what a fat quarter is, traditionally a fat quarter, it can vary depending on how it's cut, but it should be 18 by 22 inches. A fat quarter is 1/4 of a yard of fabric. Okay, off camera, I went ahead and cut my fat quarter down to 16.5 by 16.5, and that's what we have now. And these are just the two pieces that we had left over. Not too bad for scraps. So this could be used for all different kind of things. So keep that, because that's actually still a good, decent size. This little strip here is about 1 inch wide. So depending on the project, you could keep that in your scraps. Use it for something else. So the next piece is the other fat quarter that we have. So I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to try to cut it to 11 by 16 and 12 by 16. But I think I'm going to have to take 1 inch off of each. So I may have to do it 10 by 11. So we're going to try that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a minute, square it up, cut it off camera, and I'll be right back. I've got the first piece cut, the fat quarter, 16.5 by 16.5. So the next fat quarter that I had was a little off kilter. Wasn't quite the way I needed it to be when I cut it, so I had to really play around with it. So I've got two pieces. This one is 16.5 long. Well, actually both of them are, but one sits at almost 10 inches this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10. And then this piece here, the longer piece, and of course these two pieces are what are going to make the backing of the quilt. I mean, not of the quilt, the pillow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half. So we're going to leave it at that. So how it's going to look, this is going to be the front of the pillow. And what's so great about the envelope pillow that you make, of course we're not sewing this yet, I'm just putting this on here so you can see it. The backing it's like an envelope. If you see how you've got all this extra here that covers it. So it makes it easy to take on and off, take it and wash it. Or if you make a couple of them and you want to do one for Christmas, you want to make one for Halloween, you want to make one for Thanksgiving, Easter, your birthday, any holiday, that can come up and you can take that pillow form and you can make this into a very efficient and cost-effective way to decorate your home. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need to do, this piece here and this piece here, we're going to take it to the sewing room or to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew about 1/2 inch down, because this will be underneath the pillow, or on the back, I mean. That's going to be underneath. And then the top part of it, of the backing, we're going to fold it in and sew it down also. So that'll make it look nice and clean, whether you see this part of it or when you go to take it out, how it's folded. Right, we're going to go to the sewing machine, sew these two pieces down, and then we'll go to our next step. Okay, before we actually go over to the sewing machine, because I'm trying to make this more of an instructional video, I wanted to show you what I did for the backing. So I took it over to the iron, and I ironed on the long side, not the short side, the long side. I ironed this piece in about a 1/2 inch. It's actually a little bit more like a 3/4 of an inch, just to make a really nice crisp line here, so that when it's on the back, it's real nice and crisp here. So I just wanted to show you. So instead of finger pressing it, I would actually take it over to the iron and iron it. And then I also did this on the longer one also, because remember the backing has 2 pieces. I ironed it down about 3/4 of an inch, give or take. So we're not an exact measurement, but this is again on the long side, because when we put the pillow together, so pretend like the pillow form is in there and we've magically gotten it sewn together. This is how it's going to look. If you're like me, when you're learning, you might be very visual, so that's why I'm trying to take some extra steps and show you a little bit more step by step of what I'm doing. So when we go to the sewing machine, after we tack this and sew this down, we will sew around, but I wanted to show you how that's going to look first. All right, so we got both the back pieces sewn on these sides here, remember, on the long side. I used white thread, but I only used white thread today, so hopefully it would show up, because if I used blue thread that was this color, you might not be able to see it. On your sewing machine, have a little bit of fun. I tried to do a decorative stitch here. I'm not really used to using it, so that takes a little bit of practice. Remember, we're learning as we go. Better to have it done than perfect. And on this one, this is going to go on the inside. I did 2 lines, just straight stitches. And then this piece is going to be on the outside. I just did the decorative stitch again for fun. I remember I did it in white. Hopefully you can see it better. Does it look much better? And then here's the white here. So it's going to look like this on the back. Our next step is we need to take it and we are going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. Hold that thought. That won't make it right. Huh. All right, so we're going to take this piece here. If we sewed it the way I had it, it was going to look very odd and backwards. So we're going to put the faces of your fabric together. Well, that's crooked. I did have an issue with this fat quarter piece here. I might straighten it up here, because that's straight, but this one definitely is not. All right, so before we sew it off camera, I'm going to straighten that piece up a little bit, because it's shorter here and longer here. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sewing machine. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch all the way around. Now, from my experience in making these, if you want to, I would go around it again, making sure that you pay attention here to take your needle, go back and forth a couple times, because these two pieces here are where you're going to get a lot of stress when you are taking your pillow form in and out when you're changing out your pillow, your envelope pillows. So 1/4 inch seam all the way around, and for good measure, go around again. Paying close attention to here, make sure you go back a couple times. So I'm going to go ahead and square this piece up so that it looks much better, and we'll come back. One important step is to use Wonder Clips. Wonder Clips are wonderful. Usually they come in a big case like this. These happen to be the brand Clover. These actually here came from the Fat Quarter Shop in a Sew Sampler box. They're fantastic as well. You can also use pens if you want to, but I like the Wonder Clips. So now we're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to do our sewing. All right, so we've got the 1/4 inch seam all the way around. Paid close attention to these stress spots here, and we went ahead and paid close attention to the stress spots in here also, so that would be about right there. So normally when you make a project, if you have corners, you can go ahead and snip them. That just always helps to make sure you don't have extra fabric in your pillow. So now we're going to take it and fold it inside out. While I'm doing this, I did want to say I do appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channel. I'm having so much fun with this, and I hope you are enjoying the journey along the way with me. If you do leave me a comment, I will respond to you. And I appreciate everybody. And as of today, I'm at 81 subscribers. I never thought I would even get to 50. So I appreciate my new and my current subscribers. So let me know what you think about this video. I really do appreciate the comments and the suggestions. Learning along the way with you. So really, truly, thank you very much. All right, so let me know what you think. How cute is this? I love the little snowman. So now let's take our pillow form. And this pillow form I had used for a pillow that I had made, a envelope cover for my daughter, and she had used it on her bed just as a decoration. So this pillow form isn't quite as new as it once was, but I'm just gonna take it, kind of smush the pillow in there, kind of get it up close to the form as well as you can. So there is about 2 inches between inside here and this, so that makes it lay nicely. When I took the pillow form and measured it, it was about 16, because we cut it at 16.5. So that gives it a little bit of flexibility so it doesn't put so much stress marks or stress on your seams. How cute would that be for the holidays to sit on your couch or your bed or your recliner? All right. Well, I'm glad you got to be along with me on this journey. Thank you so much. And until next time, take care. Bye.